Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Porn for the Heart, brought to you by Men Becoming Men. Appreciate you making it back for this podcast here. Should have an exciting one. If you guys have any questions, comments, certainly send them our way. You can find all the information at the Porn for the Heart Facebook page, or you can always go to Men Becoming Men webpage, Facebook page, all have the same name. Anyways, let's get into this. You know, you'll hear the expression every now and then from someone. They'll say something to the effect that, you need to have an open mind. Typically, this is in regards to hoping you'll approach a situation or another person or something that is occurring, in your life or in the world with no preconceived notions or thoughts. They're hoping you won't bring any prejudice or any past ideas on how you'll interpret what's about to happen. But it's funny because what they really want is for you to go into that situation as if it's the first time you've ever been there or done that. And here's the funny thing, because what they're asking or hoping you will do is that you'll live in the present moment and forget about the past. They want you to not start to predict the future. Is that hard to do? Well, yeah, actually it really is, but it's most definitely not impossible. A matter of fact, this is the recipe for your own personal happiness, which is, in the long run, the happiness that you should be focused on first. It also happens to be a common theme here at Porn for the Heart and Men Becoming Men, which, granted, is probably why we agreed with this so much and why I want to talk about it. But I think it's something that's really helpful. And so why would this be a common theme? Especially for a podcast that's dedicated to the heart, we'll be talking about open mind. Well, in order to really achieve an open mind, you must have an open heart. To be blatantly honest with you, in our society, we have been conditioned to put so much emphasis on the mind, on this intelligence we deem comes from above our shoulders in our head, that we then think all things come from there, that they must originate from there, and that this is where all success in our life is going to come. Now, I don't want to demean the mind, because it is truly amazing, but only at the function that it was intended to do. What it is not intended to do, and actually can't do, is create an emotional response to a situation or to interpret how you feel about a situation. Instead, it takes the feelings and emotions, or what a situation has created in you, and it translates that into a meaning for you to use. But that's it. It's merely doing the translating. It's not creating it. The feelings and emotions originated somewhere else, whether it's in your body or in your heart. And if you let it, everything can and will cycle through the heart. And this will allow you to make decisions that are based on your true wants and desires, those intentions and desires that you have. Now look, if you give the mind the authority over your being, which is an authority it never truly wanted and most certainly doesn't have the capability to carry out, then it will do so feeling it is a necessity to do so, but it will not get you on that road to eternal happiness that hopefully we're all searching for. Now, this reason is something we've stated before. It's purely because the mind is a storage center, storing information and past thoughts and feelings. Now, it is a very impressive, complex computer system that when faced with information searches its database and produces a response, but usually a very unoriginal response. You may start to wonder how all of this has anything to do with having an open mind, but herein lies the exact fallacy of such thinking, that this could even be achieved with the mind alone, at least if we are approaching life from a mind-centered perspective, where it is the ruler of our very being. But what we are looking for here, what I want at least, what I want for all of you, is to have a happy life, and most importantly, a life where you make all of your own decisions based on your wants and desires. But this is wants and desires that you really, really want, and this can only come from your heart. Now, we're going to have to open our hearts in order to come to this realization of what we want. We're going to have to open our hearts in order to do this. But here's the great part. Our hearts love to do this. This is what they're meant to do. It's what it wants to do. And for most of us, it has probably been dying to be allowed to be in this role even more than what we have even given it. This truly is porn for the heart. The heart's getting off on this. The great part is, once you can get to a point where you can go into a situation with an open heart, there's no more to do. Just be. We think there is more to do, or that we have to remain focused, but there's no thinking here. That's it. That's a mind thing. There's no thinking, just feeling. The way to have an open mind is just to cease having the mind take over the situation. Give it a rest. There's no effort involved when the heart does its thing. From the heart is where love exists. It's where your happiness is found. When the heart is opened, this is what flows. There's no need to tell it to do anything else. It will automatically approach every situation from a place of love and from a place of doing what is best for you. It's not about loving every situation and everything. It's not about loving every person to the point where you stick around, that person or people that are detrimental to your growth and your own happiness. No. That's not the same thing. Your heart does what is best for you. It's still your heart, but with the open heart, you'll be open to all outcomes, free of judgments, and fully prepared to make an open and honest assessment of every situation and every person, but without that interference of your past or triggers of uncomfortableness or whatever your mind conjures up from past experiences. Now, look, some of us need assistance, in opening our hearts. Again, not saying this is easy. If you're not used to it, if you don't have practice, it's something you got to work on. Perhaps we don't even know, if we need assistance or not. I lived the majority of my life with a closed heart. Absolutely no in-touch moments with my heart. It took me time, practice, and a total life change. But I can definitely say it has been a life changer, also a lifesaver. I feel calm, I feel relaxed, and yeah, I'm a ton happier with my life now. But to open my heart took a major conscious effort. What I really did was I started to bring my life down to the daily level, not focused on such a broad spectrum of thinking about the future too far in advance. It is not about not planning ahead. It's more about just not freaking out and focusing too much on things that haven't happened yet. I live on a day-to-day basis. I practice feeling into my heart daily. I'm conscious on my breathing. That may seem silly to some, but the power of your breath is huge and has a great impact on helping to open your heart and clear your mind. And meditation, or some form of quieting the mind, whatever you want to call it, done on a regular basis, daily. It's crucial to opening your heart, at the very least, by quieting your mind. Here, you can picture it as your thoughts being a bunch of people jammed into this small room. And on one side is your heart, and it's trying to get all the way over to the other side. But it can't. It's impossible. All those people are there. They're all cluttering that little room up. You gotta clear some of those people out. Quieting your mind will give you the perspective to start to clear some of those thoughts, some of those people, getting them out of that room. You'll begin to find that you make the wise choices on which ones to clear out too. That's the great part. And as you do this, the space clears, and now your heart has that ability to get to the other side. And the more you do this, the more straight the path becomes that the heart can take to get from one point to the other. And eventually, the entire process is so fluid. You're doing that quieting on a daily basis. That room is clear, and the heart can just make its way to the other side. It's a beautiful process. What's cool is you may even find that your heart stops on its way. It's going to start to dance with your thoughts. Have some fun with the thoughts on its way to the other side. So, what once was this cluttered, congested mess is now just a happy, vibrant, alive room, playing and living together. It's awesome. Your mind is open, your room is open, your heart is open. And talk about meditation. We're going to have an interview with someone who teaches meditation coming up real soon. And I hope this will shed some light on what it's all about and how it can help us. Maybe there might be some preconceived notions about what it is or what it isn't, and this should clear those up. Heck, if you have questions, let us know. If you want some questions about meditation, you want us to ask some of these questions, let us know. We'll certainly do it. But open your heart, and you're going to find that the rest of you is completely open as well. Don't struggle with the mind when its intention was never to be put in that position to begin with. Focus on your heart. Focus on right now. What you can do, what you can affect in your life, it's all going to unfold beautifully right in front of your eyes. Sink into that heart. It's open it up, and the beautiful world will just fall right in your lap. It really will. Look, guys, thanks for tuning in. Porn for the Heart. Questions, comments. Porn for the Heart Facebook page or Men Becoming Men. This is brought to you by Men Becoming Men. Webpage, Facebook page of the same name. Thank you, guys.